Hello, it's time to play Name That Fire Regime. You should have a copy of Heinselmann's fire regimes in front of you, like the one you see here, either on paper or on another screen. I'll describe a fuel complex and its fire return interval and fire severity, and you will name that fire regime. Let's go! Longleaf pine savanna. A forest type of the southeastern United States, longleaf pine savannas are dominated by longleaf pine, loblolly pine, shortleaf pine, and slash pine, with scattered hardwoods. The understory could be grass, shrub, or a combination of grass and shrubs. Trees are usually sparsely distributed. The mean fire return interval is 3 to 20 years. Fire severities are light to moderate. Surface fires, crown fires are extremely rare. Now you name that fire regime. Did you guess fire regime 2? You're right. Longleaf pine is a highly fire-adapted species. Seedlings stay in a grass stage for many years until a fire stimulates them to bolt into a sapling stage. Next is tall grass prairie, found in the Great Plains of central North America and dominated by, surprise, grasses and also forbs, which are other herbaceous plants, with scattered trees and shrubs. The mean fire return intervals range from 2 to 10 years. Severities are low to moderate, surface fires only. Can you name that fire regime? Fire regime 2 again. Fires move very quickly in prairies, so get out of the way. Northern hardwood forests. These are like the forest we have around here in North Adams, Massachusetts. They're dominated by small-leaved deciduous trees such as maple, beech, and birch. There are some conifers that include hemlock and white pine. Fire return intervals are extremely long because fire is incredibly rare. When fires do occur, the severity is very low, surface fires only. Can you name that fire regime? If you guessed fire regime 0, very little to no natural fire, you're right. The northern hardwood forest has a nickname of asbestos forest because it is so fire resistant. Chaparral. Chaparral is a shrub vegetation type that occurs in the southwestern United States, especially in Southern California. It's dominated by drought-resistant evergreen shrubs such as sage, chamise, and manzita. The mean fire return intervals range from 20 to 40 years. Severity is very high. Usually the entire above ground parts are destroyed or consumed by the fire. Can you name that fire regime? Fire regime 4 is the correct answer. The Mediterranean-like climate of hot, dry summers and cool, wet winters contributes to this type of vegetation. Boreal forests, also known as spruce fir forests or taiga. These occur in the northern United States and southern to middle Canada. They're dominated by conifers such as fir, spruce, and tamarack. The mean fire return intervals range from 25 to 100 years. Severity is very high, with crown fires and severe surface fires common. Can you name that fire regime? If you guessed fire regime 4, you're correct. The fires that occur here are stand replacing. That is, almost all the adult trees are killed, paving the way for forest renewal. Pitch pine scrub oak barrens. These are found in the sandy soils of the Northeast, from New Jersey up into Maine. They're dominated by pitch pine and scrub oak, which is a shrub type of oak, and also have a lot of black oak and white oak. Huckleberry, blueberry, and other ericaceous shrubs are quite common. The mean fire return interval is 3 to 25 years. Severities are moderate to quite high. Can you name that fire regime? Actually, none of the Heinselmann fire regimes apply to this vegetation type, which is one of the limitations of the Heinselmann system. Possibly you could consider this a combination of type 2 and type 4. This shows some of the limitations of Heinselmann's models. And here we have pine barrens on fire. They're a very fire-adapted ecosystem, the most fire-adapted ecosystem in the northeastern United States. Well, these are the types of questions that you'll have on your test, except no trick questions like there is no fire regime, and we'll stick only to the Heinselmann types as far as having to memorize them. Thank you very much, and I hope that you enjoyed your game.